everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of Now Talk, where we discuss current and viral societal incidents and how we can all play our own part in promoting some casual good to our society. So I'm Natasha, and today we have XY, Aditi, and Chewy from the Hidden Good with us. Say hi!
Yo, hi!
Today, the video that we will be reacting to, video of like multiple frontline workers in the UK reciting a poem about how people should like appreciate them more.
It's finally happened.
That thing you were afraid of.
Something's come from overseas
And taken your jobs.
Made it unsafe to walk the streets.
Kept you trapped in your home.
A dirty disease.
Your proud nation gone.
but not me.
Or me.
You cheer as I toil.
Bringing food to your family.
Bringing food from your soil.
Propping up your hospitals.
Don't say go home.
Don't say not here.
You know how it feels for home to be a prison.
You know how it feels to live in fear.
Don't forget when you can no longer hear the birds singing.
Or see clearer waters. That I cross for you.
To make lives filled with peace.
And bring peace to your life too.
Come, all you Gretas.
You Malalas.
You immigrants.
See what we have learned.
It only takes the smallest thing.
To change the world.
Yeah, what's your take on the video?
I think that they're saying that clapping, from what I interpreted, that clapping is not enough. Like, we can clap all we want, but that's not like making their lives easier. They're still like sacrificing a lot to take care of all the people who have been affected by COVID-19 and other diseases that are going on right now. So I think they're saying that like you can clap now, but after this is done, like you can't forget all the stuff that we've done to get you to this place.
I think it really captures the essence of the importance of appreciation, but yet knowing how you can do it. You know, sometimes a simple thank you really makes a person's day.
Yeah, so this video actually went viral in the UK. Yeah, and so even though like, I personally couldn't really understand the intention behind it, right? I could really feel like the emotions that these workers put into reciting these lines and how close these lines were to their heart. Yeah.
I have a slightly different take on it because like I feel what they meant was that people do clapping but they don't really mean it, like they don't really appreciate the workers because they just do it for fun. Like if you guys did the Monday 8 p.m. and then like a lot of people were screaming at their windows, sometimes like we don't really know the intention behind it. Maybe that's what they really want to show, like why we should appreciate them.
I also have friends in like the healthcare industry, and they say like really people clap, but then when they see them outside, they don't really show like the respect that they say that they give. Because this was first done like overseas, right? And people saw the impact of it, of how heartwarming it was to see the entire community coming together, in their homes and just clapping for those who are working outside in this season. I think, yeah, the intention was there, but also then the question is whether your actions after that reflect the intention of appreciating like the frontline workers and trying to make their work easier lah. Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys have read like at the beginning of the pandemic when when the cases started to rise and then people started to shun healthcare workers. She's walking home there. And the neighbor is just spraying Dettol at her.
Oh my gosh.
It's so nasty, dude.
That's just disrespectful.
And this looked like was like after the clapping thing and singing home. I think we also had this collective activity of singing home at 8 p.m. right on Sunday also.
Yep.
Yeah, so why do you think these kind of things still happen even after people advocate for united community in facing the virus?
I feel like as much as they look bad, like the people that does all these, I feel that in some ways their intentions are like good for their family, you know, like even though it's a bad thing to do, like but these people are just trying to protect their family in a sense, like against the virus and stuff. And I feel quite bad for like the people, the healthcare workers, because I feel they do contribute a lot to the pandemic combat battle with Singapore. And like when they go home and like they get this kind of treatment, it's just quite sad. Yeah.
The intention behind throwing Dettol at like the nurses is because they are worried for the health of their family. But I don't think that is so justified action, because it kind of fosters this kind of selfish or like this kind of prejudice against people who have no choice but to be an essential worker, but like that is their job, and no one predicted this pandemic to happen, and it happened, and so they had to do their job in order to survive and make their money as well. So like treating them with respect is like a minimum requirement. They are going to be taking the precautions to make themselves healthy, and they don't want to spread it to others because that's going to make their work also harder.
You could have just closed the door. You don't even need to wait for her to come back, right? So that's a very questionable intention there. If the family had did their own due diligence to research about the virus and how it's going to spread, I think they wouldn't have resulted in those actions. For me, if I was to dig in more into the story, I think there may be more reasons behind why the family did it. From a consumer point of view, of course, from a first look, it's awful. It's really not a good thing. But I think there are more questions to be asked in this area before we jump into any conclusion.
Just because like this pandemic has like caused us a lot of fear, since like you can't really see it, we forget that we can trust people around us, and we have to, like, in order to like be more united and kind of like battle against the pandemic.
I think just that pure education of like, oh, these are like the ways you can take precaution, these are the ways the infection spreads, like you won't get the infection, those kind of like communication ways to protect your family and also protect your neighbor is just by talking first, rather than like carrying out an action that may backfire on you. So I think just having a conversation will already increase like both sides' knowledge, and also will help with like understanding why the family did what they did, because I don't think there's like one reason. There has to be, and we don't know, we're assuming what the reason is. Like it could be something else, we don't know. Better communication, better education.
I think one thing that I want to point out is that, you know, a lot of these frontline workers are actually migrant workers. A lot of our nurses are from Malaysia, from China, and they are here battling the grounds for Singapore. How do you think we can reduce the divide, you know, between Singaporeans and these frontline workers?
The question about social divide, right? That, you know, the government spends so much effort trying to bring people together. It took Singapore a while to get there. And the last thing we really want, it's a virus like this that just tears things apart, and wastes all the government's efforts for the last X number of years. It's a very fine line, I think, we are treading here between social integration and because of the virus, because of the whole pandemic. But I think this is also a good opportunity for us to explore if a situation like this can bring us closer.
No matter what profession you're from, I think it's very important to humanize, because before they are a nurse, right, they are also like someone's daughter, someone's sister, someone's mother, and you know, they are their own identity before their profession. So I think it's very important for us to like better appreciate them, right? We need to be able to first see them as who they are. Frontline workers, even though it may seem that, you know, they are serving the rest of the nation, but they are also a very integral part of society.
We often think that they are less human than we are, but in fact they also have their family and stuff. And I've seen this campaign, actually. It was there was like a racism campaign, like a migrant worker racism campaign-ish. So people were actually told to say, Twitter hate comments for like the migrant workers, and to actually tell them in their face. And then you will feel like, that is actually really painful, like to say like such words to like a migrant worker and a fellow human that has like feelings as well. And I think it's just so important, like for us to know like they are really the same as us, and like the humans that we are.
Yeah, I wanted to say, because in other countries, they really respect these jobs that we see as menial, because even though they are like blue-collared like laborers, right, they are doing jobs that are very important to keeping the society together and intact. Because imagine if there are no like trash collectors, or there are no people like building our buildings, then our society cannot even come together. So yeah, I think that's one way that we can look at like these jobs, and just like give them our respect lah.
I think I just want to encourage the viewers that are viewing this. Don't be afraid to challenge what you think is right, and I think it's something that it's very important to challenge, not because for the sake of challenging and to win the challenge or win the argument, but to really find out what's the root of the problem behind it, why the person actually said certain things.
I think that we sometimes get so consumed with the media that we forget to really look into the reasoning and the actual truth of what happened. We should always try to give the benefit of the doubt, but also like see, depends on the context and the situation. Like I guess you can't always give the benefit of the doubt.
Ultimately, everyone has their own moral standards, right? But the problem is there's no moral benchmark in policies across the world. So what is actually right? What is actually wrong? It's different from every country. What is actually right and what is actually wrong is the same for you and yourself. It may not be the same for all four of us, but it's for you. So if you know it's wrong, then it's wrong. Then do something about it.
We just need to be kind, like to remember to be kind to each other, and like sometimes small actions you do may not affect you as much, but sometimes we really put ourselves too much before others' feelings.
Okay, today we talked about the importance of our intentions behind our actions, and how we can always act with compassion, respect, and understanding towards different individuals and different professions in our community. So if you have any thought about what we talked about today, or about what we said, you can leave your comments in the comment section. And if you like what we said, what we shared today, you can help us to like this video and share this video and subscribe to us for more videos of this kind. And if you have anything else you would like us to talk about, you can also leave your comments down. And don't forget to spread the goodness around. We'll see you in the next video. Bye!